So Adam and Eve in the garden were banished from the garden when they disobeyed God's commands. And one of the first things that happened right after they partake of the fruit, of the forbidden fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, is that their eyes were open and they see themselves and compared it to what they have done. They were people born in communion with God, but now they had disobeyed God, and so as they now, the light shines upon themselves, they're afraid, they're ashamed, and so they hide. They want to move into the darkness. And so when we look at that and can see some similarities in today's gospel, this is part 3 of Jesus' conversation with Nicodemus. Yesterday we heard about being born again, those types of things, making allusion to the sacrament of baptism. But again, Jesus calls upon the fact that those who live in darkness want their works to be hidden. There's shame, there's guilt, there's always hiding. This is why when we want to gossip about someone, we turn our heads to the left, we turn our heads to the right to make sure that no one's around. And then when we're all in the clear, then we start the hiding. That's the nature of sin. There's always an element of concealment and hiding because of it. In the verses before this passage, which would have been read yesterday, Jesus talks about the Son of Man being up. A couple of times he talks about this in the Gospel of John. As the Son of Man is lifted up, he draws all things to himself. Think of the cross as the tree. That God so loved the world that once again he gives us the fruit. The fruit is what? The fruit is his Son. God so loved the world that he gave us his Son. That the Son is elevated, the Son is placed on the tree. The Son himself becomes the fruit of life. As we just celebrated on Sunday, blood and water flows from the side, the sacraments, baptism, the communion, the Eucharist, flows from the tree of life. It's in the light, and we're able, once again, to partake in the light. But if we live in sin, if we live in the world, we don't partake in that. Instead, we want to run, we want to hide, we want to remain in darkness. This is why in the middle of the gospel paragraph, Jesus says that who are those who are condemned? The ones who are condemned who don't believe in the Son of God. That the tree is right there for us. The divine mercy of Jesus Christ is right there for us for the taking. But if we don't acknowledge it, we don't believe it, we don't want it, then in our own actions, in our own thoughts, we condemn ourselves. The only time we're rejected from the divine mercy of Jesus Christ, from the fruit of the tree of life, is when we don't desire it, we don't want it, and we don't reach out for it. And so that's what we do. Don't let our sins weigh us down. Don't live in the darkness. Embrace the light and embrace the divine mercy of Jesus Christ, which is hanging from that tree of life. May God bless you.